Hello everyone, here are the latest market news on March the 3rd, 2021. Rocket stock jumps over 70% in a Reddit-like trade. The Rocket company is a provider of large mortgage loans. Tuesday saw its stock surge reminiscent of GameStop and other Reddit-fueled stocks earlier in the year. Shares of Rocket, the parent company of Quicken Loans, closed up 71.2% at $41.60 after being stopped several times due to volatility. More than 367 million shares changed hands on the busiest trading day in the company's history. The massive move puts Rocket among stocks that have experienced wild inertia after becoming the focus of investors on sites like Reddit's WallStreetBets, where mentions of the company have multiplied in recent days. The company's market capitalization rose more than $34 billion to $82.6 billion. Shares of Rocket companies have also heavily shorted, making them vulnerable to a short squeeze. Australia's economy shows a sharp V-shaped rebound. Australia's economy grew much faster than expected in the final quarter of last year, and all signs point to a solid start to 2021, aided also by massive monetary and fiscal stimulus measures. The economy accelerated by 3.1% in the 3 months to December. Data from the Australian Bureau of Statistics showed Wednesday above forecasts for growth of 2.5% and following an upwardly revised 3.4% growth in the third quarter. According to economists, the V-shaped nature of the recovery can be seen everywhere: economic growth, the labor market, retail spending, and the housing market. Despite the best-ever quarters of growth, annual output was still down 1.1%, reflecting the devastation caused by the coronavirus pandemic and indicating that the $2 trillion Australian dollars, $1.57 trillion economy will still need political support. Stocks rally, shaking off fears of a market bubble. Asian stocks climbed higher Wednesday as investors got rid of their anxiety that stocks may have rallied too quickly in the past year. Instead, they focused on optimism that tighter stimulus from the U.S. would give a boost to the global economic recovery. The broadest index of MSCI stocks in the Asia-Pacific region rose 1.12%, and Japan's Nikkei index climbed 0.45%. European futures were up 0.3% through 0.5%. But some analysts warned that fears that stock prices could be idle anxiety raised Tuesday by China's top regulator could make it harder for stock markets to hold their gains. Concerns that last week's sell-off in U.S. Treasuries, which shook stock markets, should resume and also plague stock prices, they said. On Tuesday, Wall Street retreated overnight after a rumbling start to March. The Dow Jones index down 0.46%, the S&P 500 lost 0.81%, and the Nasdaq dropped 1.69% as Apple and Tesla showed a decline in stocks. Samsung to expand its U.S. chip-making facilities. Samsung Electronics Co. Ltd. is considering 2 sites in Arizona and another in New York City, in addition to Austin, Texas, for a new $17 billion chip plant, according to documents filed by Texas state officials. The tech giant is also seeking a total tax credit of $1.48 billion over 20 years from Travis County, Texas, and the city of Austin, it added in documents dated February the 26th. Up from the $805.5 million previously reported. Samsung is in talks with sites in Arizona and New York, each offering property tax reductions and significant grants and/or refundable tax credits to fund infrastructure improvements. The new plant Samsung plans to build will produce advanced logic devices for Samsung's contract chip business and could also create 1,800 jobs, according to previous documents filed with state agencies in Texas.